How's it going, everyone? Feel free to please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Yep, so I'm back again here with a review. So the movie I'm going to be reviewing today is going to be Bring Her Back. Bring Her Back. This is a A24 horror film directed by Danny. I'm probably going to mess her last names up. Danny Filippo and Michael Filippo. Filippo, however you say their names. Sorry for messing your names up. So, if these names don't sound familiar, they directed another A24 horror film called Talk to Me. It came out a couple years ago. And I saw that movie too as well. And that's what I meant to review. I'll probably watch it again and review it for you. But so we have Bring Her Back, A24. I don't know too many stars in here. I know Sally Hawkins. And I just picked her name because I've seen her face in other movies. Because I seen her the whole time I was watching the movie. I was like, that lady looks familiar. Where's she from? So she was in a movie I wanted to see. I haven't seen it yet. Shape of Water. She's the main character in that. She's in Godzilla King of Monsters, which I did see that. And she was in another movie I saw too, because I kept looking at her the whole time. I was like, man, she looks familiar. Oh yeah, sorry, she was in the Paddington movies. She played the mom in the Paddington movies, and I saw Paddington. So I was like, I know I saw her from somewhere, and I just looked at her. I was like, oh, that's the lady from Paddington. She played the mom. So this movie, like I said, it's an A24 horror film. Stars Sally Hawkins, and also stars Billy Barrett, who plays Andy, and he has to take care of his younger sister, Piper, who's played by Sora Wong. And the thing with Piper is, she's blind. She can't. She's blind. So Andy basically, he's older. He's 17. He's on the brink of becoming an adult. He's almost 18. And what's going on with Andy and Piper is a tragedy happens, which causes them to kind of basically bounce between adoption agencies, and they end up running into this this caretaker who's willing to take them in. Her name is Laura, and Laura is played by Sally Hawkins. And what they do is they go into they get brought into her home, and they notice there's another kid there that she adopted, Laura adopted, named Ollie. And there's something a little Ollie. They're like, he's a little weird. He's a little creepy, but they're like, we're in this foster thing, and we're hanging out with Lori. She's a cool foster mom. She's actually a lot cooler than what we thought, but something weird going on with Ollie, and they're trying to figure out what that is. And what I will say about this movie, I don't think it's a very scary film necessarily, although it is considered a horror film. I guess you could mix it with horror because there's horror elements in it, but there's more of a drama aspect to it. You'll kind of see some of the horror like at the opening scene. There's like a seance and stuff going on with the occult. Uh, but for the most part, this is a movie about like tragedy and loss, and how Laura and Andy deal with that as foster kids. Andy, he's a troubled teen. He has a he he's he has gotten into trouble before. Uh, so there's a scene where they're hesitant to kind of take Andy even in. And they're like, yeah, Piper, yeah, but Andy, he was a problem. And he's been labeled as a problem, and he's trying to do things to to show them like, no, I'm not a problem. So what I do like I said is the tragedy aspect. When you take like a tragedy and you put it on a horror film, that allows the characters to be more developed, and I think that's what Bring Her Back does in here. And it's this, I will say too, this is a really messed up film. There were things in here I didn't expect to happen, and they happened, and I was shocked. So be prepared for that if you watch this. Um, there are some disgusting scenes in here. There's just disturbing. I will say, not like disgusting, like gross out or anything like that, but there's some really disturbing scenes in this movie. If that's not something you're ready for, neither. Uh, I won't say much about it. It's a scene involving a knife. That's what I'm gonna say. And that had me squirming while I was watching. It's like, oh my god, that's horrible. And the camera doesn't cut away from it neither. So be prepared if you watch this. Um, the performances are phenomenal. Like I said, I don't really know too many of these actors. The only one I really know is Sally Hawkins, but I know these directors are really good too because Talk to Me was one of my favorite horror films, and like I said, that was an A24 horror film, just like this one is. Uh, yeah, acting's really good. Um, the tone and the setting is really unsettling at times. Uh, because you'll see things that are kind of off. You're like, what the hell? What? Like, what's going on? And the movie does tie up and it comes together really well at the end too. I was really impressed with how they did this, but again, like I said, you're in good hands with Danny and Michael Filippo, because like I said, they were really good with Talk to Me. They handled that real well, and Talk to Me, that wasn't even a real horror film. That was more of a drama too, but it had horror elements just like this did. Um, Definitely impressed with this movie. Uh, yeah, so it's free on. I think I watched it on HBO Max. That's what I want to say. I watched it on. I watched it on HBO Max. So uh, not really much else to say. I mean, I don't really have any complaints. Um, it's paced very well. Um, and it's not even that long. It's like an hour. It's an hour and 44 minutes. So there you go. It does its job. It leaves, and it does a really damn good job too. So that's why I'm going to give this movie a high recommend. Um, if I had reviewed this last year and I had to do my top 10 films of 2025, this would have been on that list. It is a really good movie. It's just very, like I said, it's disturbing. Um, and I don't know if it'd be one that you want to watch more than once, but it just has some disturbing themes in it. Like I said, it talks about loss. It talks about somebody grieving. Um, Everybody's grieving in here. So, Laura, played by Sally Hawkins, she's grieving too. So they all grieving. So like it's a really good character development piece. So definitely check this movie out. Bring Her Back. Um, High recommend. Watch it. HBO Max, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.